All right, my friend. So we are gonna go ahead and go over this video you sent me. I watched some of it already, and there's some things I'm gonna point out right off the beginning to be able to let you know like what I feel like you should and should not be doing. All right. So the first thing here is you need to get rid of Gladiator Losa, the add-on that talks to you, because that means you're not reacting to the game. You're just reacting to the sound, right? When that person says sacrifice, right, or whatever, you're reacting to the sacrifice. You're not reacting to the fact that they use sacrifice. You're reacting to her saying sacrifice, right, which you'll see here. I'll point out. So you're running in, which is fine. You're running in here, coming up on top of them, right? So here you shadow crashed with only one target, right? You shadow crashed with only hitting the ret. So you essentially wasted your shadow crash, right? Shadow crash hits multiple targets. You could have just VT'd there and got a dot onto the rep palette before it even got to you, right? Like you could have right here. You're running up. You could have just cast it right there. You could have just got off, started casting VT. You would have got off before he got to you. But now you wasted shadow crash. You're playing against a ret and you're playing against a holy palette. Because the ret can dispel himself if he's running the judgment dispel, and then the healer can dispel. So essentially, you no longer have a shadow crash to dot everyone. Now you have to hard cast. So now they're coming on top of you right here. This is where I would have shadow crash, right? When everybody's on top of you, shadow crash right there. Perfect. Another thing you did here is they hodged the Windwalker, and then you used fear. So you overlapped right there, right? It was only one target on you, so you should have saved the fear because you had the Windwalker already CC'd and your healer wasn't CC'd. So there was no reason to use fear here, and the healer, the Holy Pally, is way over there without any CC on him, right? So what does he do? He dispels both of them. See that? He dispels, and then they get out. And then I guess the Windwalker did trinket, but he wasted his trinket, which is stupid. But the healer just dispelled them out, so now you have no fear and no shadow crash. So now you have to hard cast. Second here, he pops sacrifice, which means you shouldn't use any CC during the sacrifice. Why? Because you're not going to kill. So what happens here? You get stunned, and then what did you do there? What did you do? Right? You trinketed. Pretty sure that's what I just saw, right? You wasted trinket right there. Where's your trinket on your bar? Let me go back. Trinket on the bottom. So you get stunned here, and then yeah, look, you trinketed. You trinketed, but look where your healer's at. He's right there, not in CC. So you go back. Here you go. You get stunned. Your healer's not CC'd, and you trinket. So your healer could have bopped you. You have a Holy Pally. He could have Blessing and Protectioned you, or whatever, and you would have been fine. But you trinketed on a sacrifice. So this healer has sacrifice up, which means you're not going to kill anyways, right? You're not going to kill anyways. Sacrifice is up, and he popped wall, right? The Rep Pally has a wall up and a sacrifice. He ain't dying. He still has karma on his side, and you guys have no stuns left, other than yours, which will be DR'd. So there's no kill potential here already off the rip, and you wasted both your CCs already. So now you have nothing for Serenity, which is he can just go ham on you, and you're using things into their defenses. So right here, you stun the healer with sacrifice for 7 seconds, still up, and there's still wall on the Rep Pally. So you used all your CC with no kill potential. All right, so let's keep going. Now you're trying to do damage. I can't read what spells you're using because they're not in English, which is okay. I'll figure it out from here. I'm telling you essentially the things that you're wasting. All right, so you have a shadow crash here. That's a good shadow crash. You get both targets. I like that. One thing I also would do is stop tracking things that are useless buffs. Like you have beacon tracked. You don't need to see those kind of things. That's cluttering your screen. Your beacon does not help you at all. Like knowing somebody has beacon does nothing for you, right? It does nothing for you. Don't track these things that mean nothing. I would take that off your HP bars or whatever bars you're using. Like I use threat plates for my health bars, so unit frames, whatever you want to call it. All right, so keep going. All right, so triple stun with a shockwave. So this is another thing. Yeah, look how cluttered your screen is, right? Look at you can barely see your dots because of everything. You're tracking freedom and buffs. Buffs are fine to track for dispels. If you're going to dispel it, but it's for me, if you've ever seen my videos, it's too much clutter. You can barely track your dots and all that. But so if you know somebody, if you know animations of freedom and stuff like that, when you see the freedom animation, you know to dispel, right? You don't need to track that. And if you do, I would track it on a different bar than your dots, right? You can separate unit frames from buffs and debuffs. You can put like buffs on top of your dots, so you can always see your dots when you need to. But look at your bottom screen. You have mind games, you have devouring plague, you have your mind trauma. You have all these things that make it very hard for you to track as a player trying to learn. Too much, right? I recommend cutting down on that. So let's keep going. Yeah, kicked. I would start casting Mind Spike here. So if you ever get kicked on, let's see, what'd you get kicked on? Look at Shadow School. Oh, I guess so. That's Mind Spike you were casting there in that language, right? It looks like. Let me check again. That was Torrent. So something mental insanity. So that's Mind Spike insanity. Yeah, I don't speak that language, but it looks like mental means mind, and then insanity and Sunday and Sundade, or however you say that. So you're casting Mind Spike insanity. Okay, never mind then. You got kicked on Mind Spike insanity. Okay, I was wondering why you couldn't cast there. I saw your hot bar. Okay, so this is the things I need you to. You need to get rid of Gladiator Losa. You need to know what to do without listening to an add-on, or you're not going to become a better player.
When Lord, Dayline Storm.
So here also, you should be running towards the healer. Oop, I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. I apologize. You have double melee and a Holy Pally. Essentially, you want to always play off your healer. That's another thing. Look how close you are to your Holy Pally. You're allowing them to incap him, stun him, kick him, because you're so close to your Holy Pally that being on top of him does nothing, right? If you're 40 yards from your Holy Pally or you're right on your Holy Pally, the healing's the same. The only difference is you're fighting melee, not casters, so you can't line them. You can't line the melee. All you're doing is letting their healer free cast, right? All you're doing is letting him be not scared. You're letting him not be pressured, but you're pressuring your healer by being on him, because he has to think, I'm about to get incapped, sweeped, hodged, everything, because you're playing right on top of him. You need to start running when it's double melee lobbies, triple melee, because you have a warrior on your team. Run towards the enemy healer, right? Get them away from your healer so your healer gets the free cast, okay? Because you're right. Look up, you're right on top of your healer. Look at that hodge. He didn't even have to worry about moving anywhere. He was able to hodge him and still be on you. You know what I'm saying? Nice MD. You notice the MD, but you see you're still right on top of him. You're not giving any pressure to their Holy Pally. You need to run at the Holy Pally the entire game. Triple fear here would have been nice. You got a good, nice fear there. See, you got the fear. Now your healer is able to breathe. But look, now you're going right on top of him for a leg sweep. Look, you're right on top of him. He can leg sweep if you wanted to right here. See, he could have leg sweeped your healer earlier, but he did it later. They're not playing efficiently either, but he could have easily just leg swept there. You're playing way too on your healer. Big damn.
Grapple. Freedom. When Lord.
There was a triple DR there. You see that? You DR'd. Go back 1 second. He just storm bolted. Your warrior just storm bolted. You can see there's DR on the Holy Pally, and what did you do? There's no DR on the Ret Pally, right? There's no DR on the Ret Pally. He already stunned with a storm bolt. If you go back a little bit, you'll see right here, right there. See, he's in a storm bolt. Hard to see. I'll have to pause it for a quick second. See right there, he's in a storm bolt. You can see on the next to your mini map, he's in a storm bolt. So you're not watching for DRs. And what do you do here? You DR stun, and then your Holy Pally DR stuns. So essentially, none of you guys stunned the Ret. And if the Ret was smart, he could have just used Sanctify, Blessing of Sanctuary, right? The one that gets him out of stuns and fears and silences. So all three of you guys sent 3 stuns on the healer and none on the kill target. So what does that mean? He literally gets to heal himself for free. He's not pressured. The Ret Pally's not pressured. The Windwalker's not pressured. He's just essentially for free healing, or he could sanctify his healer because you guys aren't crossing that Ret. You got a triple fear. Here, the Ret Pally trinketed and sank the Holy Pally. Guy has bop, so you should dispel the bop first. So your
Vengeance shield.
warrior can peel for you.
Big
You're
heal.
back on your healer again. This is not good, especially if he has a leg sweep coming up.
Big heal. Fear strike.
Eventually, he could die here.
Fist fury. Serenity.
He pops Serenity, leg swept to your healer because you guys are right on top of him. You got a nice triple fear and a bop. You see your healer messed up there. You got a triple fear, which means he didn't need to bop you because they were CC'd. You got Divine Shield, but you have no MD, so you should be going for the healer or for the Windwalker. You're back on your healer. You gotta get away from your healer, man. There's nothing you can do that's different than being in the middle of the map compared to being on top of your healer. If it was double caster, I'd be like, yeah, sure, line of sight. If this is double melee, when you bring your on top of your healer, now they're cleaving you, your healer, and your warrior. Your positioning is causing a lot of struggle here for your team, and this is not good. Look at it, you're just getting cranked now because they're easily CCing your healer. And Cleve, look at your healer, he's dying now too. Look at your healer, he's literally dying as well because you're allowing them to be on top of your healer. I think your healer's gonna die. I think they I'm sure they're gonna kill him, right? Oh, I guess you got to swap out. Okay, but now you have nothing and you're gonna die to touch death. Yep. Okay, so this is part 1. This is a long video, so I'm gonna end the recording on this one and send it to you so you have something to watch for now, and then I'll make a part 2, a part 3. Okay, but I need you to watch this, and hopefully today when you're watching this, you can change your gameplay and send me more videos. Okay, so we're gonna pause it here, and I'll make another one.